Brito-Ruskie-Ski, and we are back with part 2 of the Napoleonic Wars, comrades. Part 1 was very good shit, comrades. This one's a bit longer, so comrades, make sure to subscribe, comrades, if you want more reactions. Leave suggestions in the comments to what you want me to react to, comrades, and well, let's begin.
This video was made possible by Honey. Install now for free using the link below and start saving money when you shop online.
Comrades, we do not give a fuck about these sponsorships, comrades. Who does he think I am? A capitalist?
Coalition wars, Napoleon had decisively defeated all three of his main rivals on the continent, and he was now undoubtedly the master of Europe.
Apart from the fact that, look, comrades, Russia is still there, comrades, so this is right off the bat, comrades, this is some real bullshit, comrades. We all know Russia are the real masters of Europe, comrades. Biggest mountain, biggest military, biggest population, comrades. And we used to have the biggest military, but now it's a bit sad.
After the Battle of Friedland, his enemies sued for peace, and they all met on a raft.
Russia, what are you doing?
They had been fighting for the past 4 years, but now Napoleon and Alexander surprisingly got along like a house on fire. They laughed together. They chatted long into the night. They kissed. The two had a lot
Is that real?
respect. Napoleon even told his wife that if Alexander were a woman, I would make him my mistress.
Comrades, that's a bit sus. Okay, I'm gonna stop doing that. But Napoleon, that's telling that to your wife. I don't know about that, comrade. You know, comrades. Comrades, I would fuck him. I would. So fucking weird.
Kind of a weird thing to say to your wife, Napoleon.
Yeah, exactly.
They came to an amicable agreement. Russia would lose barely any land, and in return,
Why did Russia own Greek islands?
invade Sweden. Win-win. On the other
Comrades, the only Finnish war the Russians have won, comrades, sadly.
hand, Frederick William
Oh yes,
III was
get that
silent,
Slav
and
shit.
Prussia lost an enormous amount of territory to
Oh.
French clients.
I mean, good shit, comrades. Fuck you, Russia, but
The
still,
last
oh.
major threat to Napoleon, and they continued to be a big thorn in his side, constantly funding his enemies and using their powerful navy to wreak havoc on French trade and overseas colonies.
You know, comrades, Britain was really rich. Like, how the fuck do you have money to pay for the American Revolution? You have money to pay. Oh wow, there is a spider here. Wow, comrade. Wow, you should not have entered my house. Die, you fucking capitalist. Sorry, comrades, I am just getting rid of the pussy holes. But anyway, comrades, Britain, money, whatever the fuck else I said. Let's continue watching.
But what could Napoleon do? The British
Nothing.
were safe across the channel. Well, he said, if I can't fight you with guns, I'll fight you with money.
Woo.
Earlier in 1806, Napoleon
The continental
introduced
system.
The continental system.
Yes, comrades, see, I know my shit.
UK from continental trade. No one in
I mean, also, comrades, I know history, but...
And Napoleon hoped that by hitting their economy, he could force them to negotiate. The British economy did take a hit.
Oh.
They responded in their typical fashion by going to Copenhagen and blowing a bunch of stuff up. But in general,
You know what, comrades? You're in trouble, go bomb Copenhagen. Comrades, are there any Danish people watching this video? If you are, comrades, has Copenhagen ever got bombed in your life, comrades? You know, maybe if Britain left the EU and then, like, next year they're gonna go bomb Copenhagen, comrades, I would watch out if I were you living in Copenhagen, comrades. Woo.
the British managed to stay afloat by simply increasing their trade with other parts of the world.
Fair
Many
enough.
neutral countries found themselves stuck between a rock and a hard place as the 2 years.
See, comrades, is America always picking the wrong sides.
Hey, America, you better not trade with the French, or else I'll come burn down the White House. What? This is gonna wreck my economy. I need to start saving money.
Oh.
How the heck am I gonna start saving money?
No! This is an ad. This is a fucking ad, isn't it? Comrades, honey. I do not want honey, comrades. Am I a bee? No. No, no, no.
Yeah, that's right. You know where this is going.
Yes, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. Comrades, I am on a different brain length. Okay, comrades, I am very smart.
With the Russians, a continental blockade, and blowing up Copenhagen.
Keep blowing up Copenhagen, comrades. I'm sorry, Danish viewers, but still, Copenhagen needs to be bombed again. No, I sound like a terrorist. Good job, Norway. I mean, if Russia's with France, then I am with France. Even though I don't like France. France is shit.
on continental Europe, who were now cut off from a major trading partner, one that controlled the seas and held a rich, growing empire. And a lot of countries didn't fully comply.
Fuck you, money.
A traditional British ally refused to take part.
Oh,
No
God.
problem. Napoleon sent an army and invaded. But it wasn't just Portugal.
Portugal just got fucked. See how much friends with the British for 700 years? Where the fuck was the British in his invasion? Nowhere. Comrades, because you cannot trust
Many
capitalists.
of Napoleon's allies were also suspect. Your
Sus!
Majesty, it seems that Spain isn't properly enforcing a blockade. Spain? Why not? Well, it appears they've been trying to find a way out of being your ally since they lost their fleet at Trafalgar. What is
Trafalgar.
with these people? It's almost like everyone's only pretending to be my ally because they know otherwise I'd beat them up.
Comrades, this is premier. Apart from the fact that he cannot beat anyone up.
Do I even have any real friends?
No.
Are you my friend Pierre? Say yes or I'll slap you. Napoleon had come to mistrust his ally to the south. And in particular,
Just invade them.
thought the
It's
Spanish
easy.
royal family were an incompetent mess.
It's true. It's true. They were all inbred.
You've got to get it together. How can I trust you when all you do is go hunting? Meanwhile, you let this ambitious nobody who dislikes me run the country. And you seem to be the only person in the universe who doesn't realize he's boinking your wife. And what's worse,
Comrades, even me?
who the heck are you? I'm the king's son. I just overthrew my dad.
Oh,
So, actually,
Ferdinand
now
the
I'm-
Seventh. Comrades, can you be any more unoriginal?
Like the biggest cluster
Oh, yes, you
of
can.
shameless, narcissistic idiots, and all around just the worst people I've ever met. Here, have a Kid's Choice Award. French
Oh.
forces. Many have
I mean, that actually makes quite a lot of sense. That's pretty funny. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I mean, everyone who's won a Teen Choice Award, comrades, they're kind of bullshit. And probably a pedophile.
having conveniently already entered Spain to invade Portugal, occupied Spanish forts, and Napoleon invited the Spanish royals to France to help mediate their differences.
A.K.A. kidnap.
Alright,
Oh!
we're here with the royal family.
Comrades, you have never seen a Dr. Phil episode, so let's take a look at Dr. Bonaparte. Good shit.
So, Fernando, you've been accused of plotting against your father and vying for the Spanish throne.
Oh?
What do you have to say for yourself? Well, Napoleon, I just think great. Well, I've got the test results right here.
Oh shit.
Fernando, in the case of the Spanish throne, you are not the king.
Bum bum barum. Boom! Comrades, you are not the king. Comrades, come on. You really thought you were the king, comrades. We know who's the king here, and it is not me. You have to guess. Guess right now.
And Carlos,
Oh?
you are also not the king.
Okay, comrades, who the fuck is the king, comrades? I know we're all inbred, so maybe it's like the cousin down the line, comrades, maybe the cousin next door, or some bullshit like that, but come on, comrade.
I'm the king.
Whoa! Comrades, wow, comrades, you really messed that shit up. The cage.
Actually, Napoleon made his brother the king, but for all intents and purposes, Spain was now his puppet. He expected the Spanish people to be over the moon at the removal of their unpopular royal family. Imagine his surprise when it turned out that people don't really like to be subjugated by a foreign power, least of all
Especially
who had
France.
previously attacked the capital.
Oh,
Got a big job on.
got a big job on. No. Fuck you. I do not have a big job on. No. I'm not capitalist.
Church, and so the people of Spain revolted.
Oh shit.
Brutal fighting broke out as bands of armed Spaniards ambushed French troops.
You do not ever want to see an armed Spaniard.
Were committed on both sides. In addition to fighting the regular Spanish and Portuguese forces, the French had to contend with tens of thousands of guerrilla fighters.
Guerrilla.
in the Spanish countryside. The British even took the opportunity to land an army led by the future.
Of course, comrades, opportunistic
Now,
Brits.
British forces were
Well,
defeating
Leslie.
French ones on land. Napoleon briefly went to
shit.
Spain in person, and he did drive back the Allied armies. But before
Why is Napoleon so fucking oh yes, France is getting beaten. Napoleon arrives. Oh wow, France is winning. What?
long, his attention was needed elsewhere. The whole thing became a nightmare for the emperor. He
Yeah, you
excelled
shouldn't
in
have done
traditional
that.
Warfare, but this was something more akin to Napoleon's Vietnam. The whole conflict would keep hundreds of thousands
Comrades,
of French
Vietnam,
soldiers and
Soviet
resources
victory.
locked down for years. Napoleon was never able to break the will of the Spanish people, and this problem weakened his position in Europe.
Oh shit. Oh well, we have the Down syndrome guy.
Want to go to war with Napoleon again? Oh, I don't know, Britain. He's already whomped me 3 times.
Pussy
I'll
hole
give you
Austria.
a bazillion pounds. Well, okay. Seeing that Napoleon was now caught up in Spain, and with some British funding, Austria decided maybe, just maybe, this time, they'd have a chance.
No.
So did they?
No.
No. Napoleon defeated
Austria is so shit, comrades. If you are Austrian soldier, please go to maybe Switzerland, go to Germany, go to like any of the bordering countries. Do not fight for Austria, comrades. Look at this, it's embarrassing.
them in just 4 months. It was quick, but it wasn't exactly easy. The Austrians had been watching Napoleon and learning, and they had made some reforms. While Napoleon, after years of war, was increasingly having to rely on inexperienced conscripts. So this time, the Austrians gave him a run for his money. The fifth
Sorry, comrades, I just woke up a while ago.
battles to date, including Napoleon's first major defeat. And when he did finally defeat the Austrians at the Battle of Wagram, it was a very costly victory.
Oh shit.
Still,
Well,
Napoleon
still more Austrian casualties though. Also, this is a terrible thing to pause on.
and yet again kicked Francis's butt. And as part of the peace terms, Austria lost a bunch more land. Not long after,
Austria, stop!
however, Napoleon and Francis.
I think there's one more coalition left, so this is the last Napoleon win.
Marry Francis's young daughter.
Oh no, is there 7? Yeah, I think there's 7.
Doesn't Napoleon already have a wife?
Yes.
Yes, he did. Josephine and Napoleon had become quite fond of one another, but now that Napoleon was playing the monarch game, he needed a male heir, and his aging wife wasn't giving him one. So it was out with the old and in with the new.
Wow.
At least he didn't.
So he just went, comrade, you know what? Fuck you, comrade. You do not give me son, I do not give you, you know, comrades. He is a bit like Henry VIII, I will give him that, comrades. Apart from Henry was like, you know, comrades, he was all over the place. He was like, I want that one, comrades. No, that one's ugly as fuck, comrades. I want that one, comrades. He was very picky, comrades. But you know what? Henry was still bullshit. Don't like him.
Anyone.
Too much
For
money.
Austria, they felt that if Napoleon was going to keep on winning, they may as well be on his side. So through the marriage,
I mean,
Napoleon
it's
got
true.
an alliance with Austria.
Jesus Christ, everyone was allies with Napoleon at one point. That's
And
weird.
a beautiful baby potato. Between the failing blockade against Britain, the ongoing war in Spain, and now his recent struggles in Austria, cracks in
Potato
Napoleon's
man.
invincibility were beginning to show. But
Wow.
still,
Comrades, you need some moisturize in
so
your
good,
skin, comrades.
So beautiful. Even Sweden, after being pulverized by Russia, overthrew their king, and after an interesting chain of events, ended up putting one of Napoleon's own marshals in charge. Marshal Bernadotte
How?
took the name Karl Johan and became Crown Prince of Sweden.
Change his name to Karl Johan, comrades, just to, you know, comrades, I'm not Swedish at all. No, just kidding, comrades, I am Swedish now. It's so bullshit.
After agreeing to join Napoleon's continental system, for now, Sweden was Team France.
Fuck.
Napoleon was on top of the world. He had won an endless string of victories.
France must have felt so good. Napoleon must have felt so good. Like, imagine owning all of Europe, comrades, essentially. I mean, it's like Hitler, but apart from the fact that Hitler was kind of shit, comrades. And the decreasing population because of, you know,
Make any major
gas.
miscalculations that could completely turn the tide of war. So let's see what comes next.
Oh no.
France's alliance with Russia was a terrible.
You do not invade Russia, comrades. Let me repeat one more time. You do not. You do not invade Russia, comrades. You do not do that. No. Bad decision, comrades. You are making bad choices.
Terrifying prospect. Together, the two could have been unstoppable. But unfortunately, the alliance didn't last. The Russians felt they weren't getting a fair deal. Napoleon's Duchy of Warsaw, right on their doorstep, was a bit of an insult. And then their economy began to tank because of Napoleon's British blockade. And eventually, they began to open up trade. Your Majesty, it seems Alexander is no longer abiding by the continental system and has begun trading with the British. Alexander.
I mean, why didn't he let trade with Britain? Surely if they all traded with Britain, their economies would have been good, and Britain would never take over because Britain's too small.
But he kissed me. He kissed you? You wouldn't get it, Pierre. No one would ever kiss you.
Napoleon is the most progressive man on the planet, comrades. He allowed gay marriage all the way back in
And he
1815.
wasn't happy with Russia's backdoor
Oh, fuck, I lost my balance.
So in 1812, Napoleon decided to go to war. He gathered together the most massive army Europe had ever seen, made up of troops from every corner.
Why is there like the 2 biggest invasions in history on Russia, comrades? And they both failed! Because you do not invade Russia, comrades. Let me repeat one more time. You do not invade Russia.
Of his empire, and he prepared to invade. Okay, it looks like Napoleon's coming for us.
Huh.
Girls?
Wait, comrades, okay, I'm gonna go to sleep real quick.
I need ideas. We could stand and fight. No, that's stupid. You're stupid. We could run away.
Ooh.
You're a star.
Comrades, golden star.
Tactics relied on astonishing speed to outmaneuver his enemy and force a quick, decisive
Look at
battle.
him on the
I've got
rocket.
2 words for you. Scorched earth. If his opponent retreated while scorching the earth, his men couldn't live off the land. And if his men couldn't live off the land, he needed his supply trains. And if he needed his supply trains, he couldn't move quickly. And if he couldn't move quickly, he couldn't outmaneuver his enemy. And if he couldn't outmaneuver his enemy,
He would
get
lose.
the point. Napoleon launched his invasion and hoped for a quick battle.
Wow.
But all he could do was try to catch the retreating Russians while moving deeper and deeper into hostile territory. As he went, the horror...
Comrades, you should have just gone back, comrades, and then... Because surely if you go back and then the Russians have all of their land destroyed, surely the Russians won't be able to live there either, right? So, he could have... Sorry, comrades.
horribly hot summer devastated his army. His men died of heat, exhaustion...
Wait, so because of a hot summer?
Began to run out.
That's so
And his men
weird.
began
Normally
to
it's a
starve.
cold winter.
Many deserted, and still the Russians continued to retreat.
I mean, I would run as well, comrades. You do not want to fight Russia. Look at the men all falling, comrades.
Kept on telling him, keep
Wow.
going, just a little further. And don't worry, you're definitely average height for the time.
No, you're
He
not.
caught the Russians at Smolensk, but it was his birthday, so he had a party instead. When he finally reached Moscow, he predicted the Russians wouldn't be willing to
Oh
give
my
up
god, look at the
Smolensk
men just
until
falling. He's already lost half.
And he was right. The Russians finally turned to face him for the single deadliest day of the Napoleonic Wars.
Comrades, Russia! Worst day of World War II, worst day of Napoleonic Wars. You do not fight Russia.
Battle of Borodino. The
Borodino!
Russians fought valiantly, and as he got older, Napoleon's battle tactics seemed to become a little less refined and a little more run straight at the enemy, try not to die. He launched a full frontal assault at the Russian defenses, and as a result, the death toll was colossal. The Russians eventually decided to retreat, leaving Moscow to fall into Napoleon's hands. Quick, the French are taking the city.
They took
Release all
Moscow.
these prisoners immediately and tell them to burn it to the ground. Well, well, Jimmy the arsonist, you are not going to believe your luck. Moscow went up in flames, and as Napoleon entered, it became very clear his army wouldn't be able to stay there very long. But he had just defeated the Russian army and taken their most beloved city. In his mind, he had won. So he sent Tsar Alexander in St. Petersburg a letter. Your imperial men...
What the fuck? So they burned down all of Moscow. And then Napoleon got there and he couldn't fucking live there. And then all of the supply lines were fucked as well. So he couldn't do any... What? That's insane. You know what? Russians are so smart, comrades. You know what? You got to say that shit, comrades. That's insane. I knew obviously that the Russians like burned shit down. I didn't know they burned down all of Moscow.
Majesty, Napoleon requests your surrender. How shall I respond? You shan't, Dmitri. Ever? Ever. But, Your Majesty, it will be winter soon. The French forces are stuck 500 miles into Russian territory with dwindling supplies. If we don't say anything, well, then they'll all die. After waiting for a response for about a month, the first snow of winter began to fall, and Napoleon sensed the catastrophe.
Well, Napoleon's a bit stupid.
He decided their only choice now was to get out. And that's when it happened. It got cold.
So even if all the French came back, it would have still been wasted. That's so bullshit.
Stupid cold.
Oh.
His glorious invasion had just become a race
Oh
for
my
survival.
god, there's
As
no
the
man
Russians
left.
realized the French were fleeing for their lives, they began to close in on their supply line. Men froze to death, their horses as well. There was starvation and disease. The injured and dying could only be left by the side of the road, as it was too slow to try to carry them. And all along the way,
Napoleon looks so
British
sad. He's like,
Cossacks stalked the bleeding French army, and every now and then swept in for a quick attack.
Russians are overpowered, comrades. You cannot defeat Russia. Even like America would probably be, would have a hard time fighting Russia, comrades, I reckon. Because like, how would America fight in Russia during winter and all that shit, comrades? Like, Russians are too smart. The Russia's too big to invade.
At one point, the Russian armies nearly trapped him against the Berezina River, but a little Napoleon cleverness gave him the old Geoffrey Duke, tricking them into thinking he was going south, and then escaping across rapidly built pontoon bridges to the north. When the Russians realized where he was and began to close in,
Come on,
the French
Russia.
burned the bridges before everyone could cross. Hundreds drowned, and thousands were captured. At this
Was there just an artist or a photographer at the scene? He's like, oh, he's taking a picture of the bridge fall, and he's like, oh shit, I didn't cross, no. Like what?
Napoleon got wind of plots against him forming in Paris, so he abandoned his men and went
Who is
back
in
to
Paris?
France. The remaining French stragglers made it across the border. It's been estimated over 600,000 men went into Russia. less than 100,000 returned.
Russia's overpowered. That's what you get, you French pussy holes. Do not invade Russia.
Obliterated, and the other
Come on, imagine being a French soldier.
leaders smelled blood. Here was an opportunity to take advantage of a weakened Napoleon, regain territory and influence, and liberate Europe from his dirty French paws. And so, they began to turn. Prussia soon broke their alliance and switched sides, while Austria declared neutrality. Even Sweden, led by one of Napoleon's old marshals, joined the Allies, partly due to Napoleon's earlier invasion of Swedish Pomerania. The War of the Sixth Coalition.
Comrades, France was fucked, comrades, and it's all because of Russia, comrades. Russia was like, no, you were not getting anywhere.
Had begun. The coalition forces had been reforming their armies, and they were now much better.
Yes.
The UK had also significantly amped up its financial.
Who wants some money, comrades? We are communists. We do not need that much money.
Poland and into Germany.
Oh my
In Paris,
God.
Napoleon was understandably freaking out. He needed to put together a new army fast, and he called up over 100,000 new conscripts, mostly teenagers. He also put his factories into.
Comrades, if you got teenagers now, they would probably shoot themselves.
You build new cannons. You make more horses. I don't make horses. Then who makes horses? Horses make horses. Explain how. Well, when a daddy horse and a mommy horse love each other very much. Yes. Go on. Well,
Go on, comrade.
Horse. I'm sorry, Napoleon. You're 43. I thought you'd know this stuff. Don't touch me. I'm gonna be sick. As it turned out, Napoleon's lack of horses would take the biggest toll on his army, since his tactics relied on speed.
Comrades, make the horses fuck.
Destruction.
Easy.
He took the fight to the Allies in 1813. He did defeat them and sent them running, but lacking cavalry, he was unable to effectively pursue and destroy. He needed horses. For the Allies, being defeated in battle by a man whose army was now...
Just invade Austria again and take all their horses. I mean, it's not like Austria can fight, comrades. So, I mean, you could have invaded them. Comrades, I reckon all of my subscribers and me could invade Austria and we would take it over.
Conscripts was concerning. So both sides were like, hold up, time out. The Allies were somewhat cornered, and had Napoleon kept going, it's possible he could have won. But instead he agreed to a brief truce with the Austrians mediating between the two sides. When Austria demanded Napoleon make major concessions, Napoleon told them to shove it.
Comrades, you do not trust people with Down syndrome.
They were justified in saying, well, we tried, and they joined the coalition.
Oh.
Got a big job on.
I do not have a big job on. Comrades,
Everything you need to make it smaller.
I don't care.
The services will help.
I cannot tell you how little I give a shit.
Okay, everyone, look at us.
Oh,
the boys are back together.
I'm sorry.
But Napoleon is still dangerous.
Dangerous.
So we need a plan. Any ideas? Ooh, I know. No, forget it. That's stupid.
No.
I've got it!
Yes.
When he approaches,
We run.
we run.
Yep.
Genius.
Woo!
The plan was as follows. Wherever Napoleon advanced, whoever he advanced on would avoid battle, allowing the others to sweep in from the sides and attack the French marshals guarding his flanks.
That's quite smart.
Essentially, the plan was, don't try to fight Napoleon. This plan worked tremendously. The Allies scored a number of victories that saw Napoleon move back to the city of
Napoleon is fucked. He should have surrendered. He should have been like, fuck. I mean, comrades, when all of Europe goes against you and you're one country, you're gone.
As the Allied armies
It's a bit insane, comrades, how we took 4 great powers to defeat France. Though, like one-on-one, France beat almost anyone.
The biggest and bloodiest battle of
Not
the
Russia,
Napoleonic Wars. The Battle
of Leipzig. It's actually Leipzig, comrades, I do German in class. Not anymore, not anymore.
Fighting on all sides for 4 days against the Austrians, Prussians, Swedes, and Russians.
Swedes?
No wonder this battle is also sometimes referred to as the Battle of the Nations. The French.
I mean, yeah, they had everyone fighting.
Ultimately, were no match for the coordinated efforts of the coalition.
It's kind of cool seeing all the nations fight, comrades. Like all the flags going at each other.
Had a team huddle, and we're like, hey guys, I'm pretty sure the French are losing. Let's switch sides. So they did. When it became clear that Napoleon couldn't win, he ordered a retreat across the only bridge over the river. The Allies swarmed into the city, and desperate fighting raged in the streets.
How did the world leaders communicate with each other? Like, did they have translators with them, or did they have like, did they learn like English or French, or what? Like, how did they communicate?
Okay, Corporal. After everyone has crossed the river, I need you to blow up the bridge. Okay? Not before everyone's crossed. After. You got that? Yes, Colonel. I'm not 5. I can comprehend time. Good. Wait. Did he say before or after?
Oh shit.
Well, fortune favors the bold.
It's true, but not now.
And 30,000 French troops were stranded and captured. A disaster.
Comrades, Napoleon is working with absolute dumbasses.
And with that, the dominoes were beginning to come crashing down on Napoleon.
Oh.
In the south, an army under the British Duke of Wellington had been pushing the French out of Spain.
Comrades, Wellington is too strong as well, comrades. Isn't he like the second
Austrian
strongest
armies had
leader?
pushed into Italy, while Napoleon's old flamboyant cavalry commander, Murat, who Napoleon
Johann
defeated in
Murat.
Naples, decided to switch
Murat.
sides. German states,
Oh
many
my
after
God.
years under Napoleon's thumb, turned against him, and the Confederation of the Rhine collapsed. Bernadotte invaded Denmark.
He is
and Denmark
fucked.
joined the coalition, while the Netherlands were liberated. You'd think Napoleon might have seen the writing on the wall.
He should have surrendered.
But he was Napoleon, and so instead, he prepared to keep fighting. As attitudes in Paris were already beginning to turn against him, he called up more conscripts to defend the exhausted nation.
Why?
And as for the Allies, they were...
You know, if Napoleon surrendered, he still could have been left as leader and he still could have had a relatively big France. But instead, he just made France suffer more. It's like Hitler. If Hitler surrendered, maybe Germany wouldn't have been split and shit, comrades. Like, you know, it's a bit bullshit.
Exactly what they were aiming for here. A few peace offers were floated that may have let Napoleon keep his position. But
Exactly.
The British kept throwing around even more money, and eventually, they all agreed that the ultimate aim was the deposition of Napoleon entirely.
Oh, okay, fair
And
enough.
so, Napoleon embarked on one of his most famous campaigns to defend the homeland. He was completely outnumbered, but the Allied armies had split up.
Does he
and
somehow
spread
win?
out. His army was so small that he could move at lightning speed, and he used this to his advantage.
Oh, that's actually
In
kind of
his
smart.
6 days campaign against Prussian General Blücher, he attacked from all directions and defeated Blücher's forces 4 times, only suffering a tenth of the casualties.
What the fuck? Where was this, like, a month ago?
To the war, Napoleon was still Napoleon. Then he turned south to take on Schwarzenberg's army of Bohemia and enjoyed even more victories. However, Napoleon's problem was that he couldn't be everywhere at once, and wherever he was,
That's true.
the Allies continued to push towards
Yes,
Paris.
they eventually
They
got
made
close.
one last-ditch attempt at moving in behind the enemy lines and cutting
Did
off
it
their
work?
communications.
I don't know how this part of the war goes. I know France loses, but I don't know how...
War. One ambitious and slightly treacherous politician sent the Allied armies a letter basically saying, "Hey guys, come on in." And so, they did.
Oh no.
The city's defenders surrendered, and as the Allied leaders entered Paris, the people cheered them as bringers of peace. Paris
Jesus.
had fallen. Quick. march,
Yeah, France was
gather
fucked.
your men. We're gonna launch an assault.
France was gone, comrades, and there was no defense.
They all left and told me to give you this note.
Oh no.
Napoleon's
Bruh.
officials had realized what he hadn't. It was over, and they insisted.
Well,
that was left.
Napoleon and Hitler are very similar in like a lot of ways, comrades. Like not in their ideologies, but in like the like what they did. Like they both took over most of Europe. They both wanted to be under one government. They all wanted, and they didn't surrender until the country was fully taken. It's a bit weird.
Now, for the good of France was for him to abdicate, and without the support
Abdicate.
of his army, Napoleon had no choice.
Oh.
He hoped his son could take his place, but it was decided instead to restore the old Bourbon monarchy.
Oh shit, I thought he died.
16th brother
Oh, is that-
would become
oh,
the
his
king of
brother.
France. It was almost like the French Revolution had never even happened. But what will we do with Napoleon?
So that's a bit bullshit. Oh, those people died for nothing.
Igniting revolutionary ideals and plotting his return. Well, why don't we send him? I don't know. There. The location.
Okay, comrades, so I'm not reacting to the end of the video for many reasons, copyright, and also it's not as interesting as the rest of the video. So yes, comrades, shit like that, I'm on 1 strike already, I am not risking reacting to full videos. But anyway, comrades, I hope you all enjoyed this video, comrades. The Napoleonic versus OverSimplified, this was a good series, comrades. Way more effort than most of our other series, comrades. I would have loved to see shit like the Cold War in these like half-an-hour-long videos, because I think he could have covered a lot more shit. So it's kind of sad seeing it be, you know, not be fully covered. Napoleonic Wars are one of my favorite wars though, comrades, so I'm very glad that, you know, it was given to them. Overall, comrades, I'm gonna have to say, this was one of the best oversimplified videos. Very good shit, comrade. Part 1 was a bit better, but part 2 was very good. We love seeing Russia win, comrades, very good shit. Go check out Oversimplified, good videos, bit capitalist, but good videos. Make sure to, please, comrades, subscribe, and well, make sure to let communism strike again.